lot of attention is paid to the First Lady and to the President's family. And Rosalynn Carter was a very active First Lady. In fact, many historians rank her among the top First Ladies in history. I think she will be remembered for several major accomplishments. One was her role in foreign affairs. She was the first First Lady to actually be an official representative of the United States abroad. And she traveled around the world as an official emissary, and foreign leaders knew that when she got back, she could deliver a message directly to the President. But perhaps even more memorable would be her role in promoting understanding of mental health issues. When she was First Lady of Georgia, she adopted as her cause the better understanding of mental health, because she felt that many people attached a stigma to mental health and that it should be treated like other diseases. And when President Carter got into the White House, she prevailed on him to appoint a presidential commission to work on mental health. And she became very active herself in that commission. It delivered a major report that still has influence today. This has become a lifelong cause with her, because not only did it start with the governor's years and go into the White House years, but it's a major program of the Carter Center. And for basically most of her adult life, she's addressed these mental health issues, and many people's lives today are better because of that.
The thing that I'm most proud of as First Lady was my mental health work. I became interested in mental health issues campaigning for Jimmy when he first ran for governor. Our big mental facility was being deinstitutionalized, we called it. They were beginning to, there was Community Mental Health Centers Act had been passed, and people were being moved out of the big institutions that were awful into the communities, but there were no facilities in the community. And when I campaigned, people would ask me, what will your husband do about my loved one at Central State Hospital? That was the governor's race. And I heard that over and over and over, so I became really concerned. And then when Jimmy was governor, he formed the Governor's Commission to improve services to mentally and emotionally handicapped. And then of course, when Jimmy was president then, I had a President's Commission, and we traveled all over the state, all over the United States, trying to find out what the problems were, and finding out what the problems were. We made recommendations and actually got a bill passed and funded while Jimmy was still elected. I was really proud of that. Another thing that I was proud of was the immunization program. I worked with Betty Bumpus, the wife of the senator from Arkansas. Our husbands had been governors at the same time, and she had gotten me to start an immunization program in Georgia, and we had a really good one in Georgia. And so after we got to the White House, we worked together in the whole country. When Jimmy was elected president, only 15 or either 17 states required immunizations by school age, and working with Betty, we were able to get it in the whole country. I was excited about that in every state in the country. I worked on women's issues and a lot of other things too. And actually, when Jimmy was president, he appointed more women to office than all the other presidents combined. And I had a group that I worked with, and we had, every time there was a vacancy in the government, we had the name of a woman or a few women that were eligible that we put in front of Jimmy. So I felt like I helped him appoint that many women for office.